Welcome to the Futurist Mindset Show featuring Futuristic Homes. Hello, my name is Tessa, and I'm here to introduce you to Reagan Rodriguez. Reagan is a futurist who teaches stratosphere wealthy legacy families how to become impact investors. Hi, Reagan. How are you?
I'm doing better than I deserve. How about yourself?
I'm good. And I'm excited. We have a guest today to introduce to
Yeah. Let
everyone,
me
too.
introduce, Roy Marks is with Futuristic Homes. Uh, Roy and I got along well right off the start because the futurism and talking about the future. And we got along well. From there, as you know, Tessa, I have a hobby kind of business of mine with my domes that is more for disaster relief. And then when I started looking and diving deeper into what Roy had, I thought, wow. So on that note, I want to begin by asking you, Roy, before we talk about futuristic homes itself, can you help everyone maybe understand the problem? And when I say the problem, what is happening globally that made you decide this was a challenge worth solving?
Well, the first thing I noticed in global climbing that people were suffering. So
Yeah,
that caught my attention right off the bat because of my brothers and sisters throughout the world. Excuse me, I got a little sore throat.
you're fine. Yeah.
Um, it takes 9 to 12 months on the average to build a home,
Yes.
the average person wants, but it takes sometimes years to get the damage replaced from various organizations. And what they have going on is probably red tape within themselves. In other words, they don't promote the money up fast enough, insurance companies, etc. So
Yeah.
I thought
I
to
got
myself, this got to be a way to fix this problem, really. And since I'm a scientist and I have over 30 years just on this one subject, believe it or not, I started in the 90s and I started using an idea that polymers are very strange.
you.
You
Yes.
can make them at various densities and strength, up to 10 times stronger than steel. And there's other things you can do with polymers that is amazing that they won't rot. You can't destroy little monsters actually. So my houses can take a 400-mile-an-hour wind. I might be expanding further than you want me to, but they take a 400-mile-an-hour wind. They float, which I like. If there's ever a major flood, we have a tether attached, a special setup. The house
Mm,
comes off the foundations, floats in the water, and then when it's ready to go down, as it goes down, it levels itself out and goes right down back on the foundation. You don't have to do nothing. Everything's self-controlled. And I tried to make these houses for the poor. I didn't care about
yeah.
the rich. I apologize. But I feel like they could take care of their own. They can move. We can't. So I decided I'd take care of the poor the best I can with all my technology and all my education. And I have an extensive military career, so I know what it's like to suffer and see suffering. So I
Yes.
said to myself, this is why I did this.
I like that. Yeah. Tessa, would you mind go to the next question, please?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
why do traditional disaster recovery and housing solutions often take so long to get families back into permanent homes?
That's a combination of several departments. It could
Mhm.
be the insurance company not giving up the money. It could be the situation that they can't get the land cleared because there's so much damage there. It takes years to get it all out, all the homes that are
Yeah.
destroyed. So I decided, my homes are a little bit different than that. I don't have the red tape. I can get you up between a day to a week, get you to a huge home. I think we estimated with our construction techniques, we can get you a 5-bedroom house up in about a week. We can get you a normal standard house, not with all the trimmings that you might have had, but a
Yeah.
standard home put you in within 24 hours. And we do airdrop too. In some areas where you cannot get debris out, we move the debris to the side and we airdrop that in. And they're flat panels and they go like alphabetical, one, two, three, all together. And they're special. The material is so strange that you can't burn it.
Mm.
We try to burn it in Hawaii. I shouldn't tell you that, but we try to burn it in Hawaii. We threw it in a volcano, a big gunk of the house. And they got mad at us and they told us to get it out. So, of course, we had a tether on it, so we pulled it back out. But it didn't burn, not even scratched it, damaged it in any way, shape, or form. And that's about 18,000 degrees. I figure if I can handle 18,000, my house can handle any flash fire or anything like that. and the water goes in, but it don't come out. So your house is pure waterproof. It won't rot in any way, shape, or form. And the best thing I like about it, it gets self-contained. It really is self-contained. You can't water on the outside, your house will float up because you're a big air bubble in a nice way of putting it. As long as you got the courage to go with it. As long as you're inside that house, you're safe, literally safe. It's all AI controlled. Every room, the thermal temperature, everything. It's all taken care of for you. And there's a lot of special add-ons we have for these houses. Such we have cabinets. You just walk in, set them against the wall, slide them downward, and it'll interlock, and they stay there. They go up to 500 pounds, unless you got something stranger than that in your cabinets. That's up to you. But now we've done extensive pollution with this thing. We can regrind these houses up, retake them apart real easy, grind them up, and recycle them. So that's another advantage to us. And say you no disrespect to women, but say you get mad at somebody and you want to take your house with you, you give us a call, and we'll get there within 5 hours. We can have your house disassembled on trucks or whatever we need to do within reason, and we'll have it shipped to wherever you're going. So just buy a lot wherever you go.
Yeah, I like that. So on that note, also, what would you say are the biggest weaknesses in today's disaster response housing systems? Because I've been involved in that when there's been hurricanes and earthquakes.
I love hurricanes. They don't do nothing but make my house look good.
Yeah.
But the biggest problem I see is happening is the lack of response. I've seen friends of mine, family members of mine, actually sit around for months, up to 3 years for Katrina, and they haven't got anything except a trailer, which is not disaster proof, of course. And their trailer was parked outside about 6 miles from where they lived, and they said, "This is where you got to have it, because we ain't moving all that debris yet." So, and then other people come in and start taking advantage and buying the lots up. So the biggest thing is communication, I feel personally.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tessa.
Yeah, for someone hearing about futuristic homes for the first time, can you explain it in simple terms? Like, what exactly is it? What exactly is futuristic homes?
The reason we call it futuristic homes is because it's made of polymers, things that don't exist on the market today. I have the only house you could have that you never can destroy. You can't burn it, you can't flood it out, you can't do anything except live in it and it exists, and then never have to make repairs. That's a pretty big demand. That's a lot of people saying, "Oh yeah, right." Wait till you see one. Wait till you walk in one. Wait till you talk to it, because it won't let no one else in your home but you. I'm even thinking about putting it part of the security is collect your DNA when you touch a certain thing in a home, and then the AI will know who it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you've seen my domes that we did when it was in 2010 in Haiti. We had to actually have bolts and screws that we had to put on. And what I like about yours is you've got this interlocking panel system. So that's different, right, from that traditional construction or modular housing. Can you
Speeds it up.
talk a little bit about that for me, please? For us?
The interlocking homes are kind of, you ever like, if I'm pushing you from the right and someone's pushing it from the left, you kind of like balance out the pressure back and forwards. The interlocking system is when the winds are coming, for example, or it's micro meteor proof, these houses are. That's one thing I love about them. You can't throw rocks at my house. It seems like the clamps themselves are interlocked into the material it's actually made of. And the tolerance is so thin, there's no moving back and forwards on them at all. When it goes this way, the roof locks are holding it on. Panels are holding it. The ground panels are holding it. It's just everything's holding everything in the opposite direction of what it actually goes. So if you got to put this house together properly or you have a problem, that's why we come into play. We put it up, we take it down. And if you think about it, the insurance companies that I was talking to this week, several of major ones love it because they're going to get involved in a house that they never have to pay on.
Yes.
And if you think about as houses are torn down through the various areas, we're building a community. And these are something that you can hand down to your generation. And those interlockings are really good because each part of the house has a different type. and we can go in and unlock it. There's a special way we have to unlock it, because you don't want to put it together if you can't take it apart. And say one of the things you want to say to me, Roy, how can we add to this house? It seems like it's self-contained in one shape. No, it's not. I could take out a wall and add an addition on and put a second floor on if I want to. Because I start from the area where we want it, and my architects will tell you, okay, take this wall out and this wall out, make it more open space, and then we'll start building the rest of the addition from there. So it's very expandable.
Yeah. Thanks on that. Go ahead, Tess, if you want to go next on the next question.
Right. Well, I think you've covered this a little bit about why the ability to ship the panels flat and assemble them quickly on site is there's such an advantage in it. But is there anything else you want to share around that? Any other reasons?
Oh, absolutely. Everything's contained in a panel: plumbing, insulation, wiring. And it's not traditional wiring. We'll use graphene for wiring. That's like a liquid. It's very conductive, better than gold. And it's made in such a way that when the walls interconnect, it connects the rest of the house, the next wall, on and on. And the plumbing is perfect because we recycle every bit of the waste that we have. And there's also part of the house that I made for the gardeners that want to garden and don't have no outside because they bought a little tiny plot of land. I made a room which is over. There's like channels up above the ceiling, and all of our waste, if you want to, we have a special way to do this. It actually feeds nitrogen from your waste, which is already processed, into the plants, and they grow from the top of the ceiling down. We've grown tomatoes, corn, which I was shocked about the corn, but it's beautiful. Every 90 days to 120 days, you reach up and take what you want. And
So, Roy, I know that in disaster zones, there's like that difficult kind of terrain and damage that can happen with infrastructure. How does your system perform in those environments?
Say it's perfect, because what we do is we lift it in. I have a helicopter. It'll come in, lay it down where we want it. We don't have to worry about the roads. All we have to do is get the area we want cleared off. And we can tie this house to the additional foundations if it still exists. And normally they do. And what we're trying to do is get less debris as possible. And the average time we put one together, we estimate it at about 8.5 hours, 5 people. Because all you're doing is locking walls. Bloop, 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 bloop. And when we're done locking the last wall, guess who's got you? You just flip the switch and see your lights come on.
Right. I like that.
And that automatically takes care of. If there's no electric in the area, we have several ways to make electricity. We have a solar panel set up, which is made part of the roof actually, and we use infinity coils for the solar panels so they don't burn out in 5 years and we have to replace them. Because I'm not planning on going back and repairing anything. I'll replace it, but I won't repair it. Because if they say something goes wrong and here's where just cut the circuit, we'll replace it. We'll pull out a wall. Just simple as that. No problem at all. And people look at you, what are you doing? I said, I'm replacing my electric. Which all this stuff, it doesn't degrade. It goes up to about 100 to 200 years, we estimate. You might as well say you're living inside of a battery, a conductor of some sort. That's basically what it is. And we have generators also attached to this house. If you ever need one in case of emergency, it comes on. And we coat the generators with the same material we coated the house with. And we can color these things anything you want, any way you want. And some of the polymers have actual wood mixed with it. So you can touch a banister and it feels like wood, smells like wood, but it's still the polymer. It'll never be destroyed.
Nice.
Actually, my question is around that. As far as that, what is it that makes these resistant to fire and water and extreme weather conditions?
Can you burn dirt? You can make it hot. You can melt it to a certain degree, but you can't burn it. Well, you can take these houses. You're going to have to be above about 2,000 degrees, easy, way above 18,000 degrees, and you still have a house. I'll show you what. I'll show Mr. Reagan. He'll come to one of my models. I'll give him a blowtorch or gasoline or anything he wants. I said, make some damage, anything. And the temperature we have with the sensors inside the house, you won't even see a temperature change.
Yeah, it's like the inside of your fridge. That's polyurethane. The difference is your fridge is just very thin with that. These would be a lot thicker. Same with your stove. Roy talked about that. That's why when you heat your stove at 450 degrees, does it heat your home at 400? No, of course not. Now, if you stand near the stove, you do feel a little bit. The reason why you feel a little bit is all around your stove, there's a thin layer, that thin, of polyurethane. Imagine this. These walls are going to be what, 6 inches thick, 3 inches thick? Help me out, Roy.
Well, we use various materials throughout the wall, not just
Got
one material. We want to make the inside as suitable for humans as possible and the outside as harsh as possible towards, well, the environment, put it mildly, because that's our enemy. What really destroys homes are heat and water. So and wind is the worst. It goes. I think they leveled it out to be wind, water, then heat. Okay, and one of my other companies I have, we put out forest fires, which would take you.
Right. I knew that. Yeah.
We have a special.
Go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted. Go ahead.
I have a special solution that actually is going to be in this house too. If there's ever a fire, like furniture burning, because we don't want to make your furniture as comfortable as a house. But what it'll do is it's like a little sprayer. It comes out of the ceiling at a certain temperature, and it'll put the fire out. The whole room goes dead. Boom. And guess what? It's biodegradable. It won't hurt nobody. You can drink it. Best part about it, you can drink it, and it'll put the fire out instantaneously. I'm a little mad scientist in a lot of ways.
Yeah, you are. So I know I went off on the polyurea or polyurethane. What I really wanted to ask is talking about the economics. What is the cost of a futuristic home compared to traditional rebuilding methods?
About 70% cheaper.
Wow.
And that alone means you can build more of them, which means people that can't afford it can have a home finally. And then the gouging of what we think it's worth, the house actually pays itself off. Say you put $1,000 down, and as time goes by, there's no repairs, that $1,000 decreases back to zero. Then even better, it starts paying you back for keeping the house. How would you like a house that pays you?
Yeah, I love that. So on that note, I remember when I was reviewing the materials, I saw something about much larger than housing. I saw the possibility of self-sustaining communities. Is that part of the long-term vision that you guys have as well?
Absolutely. The more I can do and the more people get used to this type of living, the better off they'll be and better off I'll be, because that's the reason why I want to do this. I'm really seriously looking out for the poor. Anybody can brag about being poor, but who can stop it? Who can stop the economics of being poor?
So, go ahead.
This will help you tremendously because you don't be paying rent if you're renting it. If anything goes wrong, or say you don't want it no more, you want to move it somewhere, you have the flexibility of choice.
Yes.
And the insurance for that is fantastic. And we can build communities. I was offered by the governor of South Dakota to give me 1,000 acres, and he said, "Build your community, Roy." And I said, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah, no questions asked." I said, "Okay, what about my taxes?" She goes, "That's why I want you to build it, Roy. I'm not going to charge you anything. It's going to be a model for the rest of the state to follow. But it's going to affect a lot of industries. So I'm going to come into the market slow, so I don't have to tell everything to the trees are all bad now. No, that's not what it's going to be. I know what it's like to have a business, have someone make something and put me out of business. So it's going to be slow. For example, you laugh about a toilet, right? My toilets can be installed less than 5 minutes and taken out in less time than that. Because what they do, they're special design. You press down on the floor where the toilet and slide forward and they lock in. Simple as that. You do the same way, push down, pull out, and unlocks. They're specially sealed. And I designed every aspect of this house when it comes down to waste, water, even heat and air conditioning. I use thermo, and I know certain areas you can't get it, but we can make it combining certain materials such as to make it.
Wow.
But all these are not going to be the first house we make. I'm making a basic house to get people to get used to seeing it and liking it.
Yes.
And then I'll get all the rest are our options. If you come up to me, I was talking to Home Depot. They love me. At least they said they did. I don't know about that. What they said was, we're going to get you to sign a contract with us, and someone can walk in our store and say, we want a house. And since we're in the building industry, we have tremendous contact. And what I want you to do, Roy, is you tell me what you give your architects, give us the plans, and we'll put the program together, and we'll build that house for that person right there in our office. And we'll tell them how much it costs. We'll notify you. And by that time, my manufacturing, which I have to buy, will be enough manufacturing going on that I have all the parts for every house anybody wants. I'm coming out with 3 basic popular styles right off the bat. That's what I'm building.
So what that made me think of is milestones. So what milestones do you believe will create the biggest kind of breakthrough?
The moment I open them up, get the factories building them, people will start seeing them, and they'll start liking them. You know, if you're you know a little bit about real estate, I'm sure you've been in the business like I have, and I've been in so many businesses. I perfect whatever I'm doing. I perfect it before I move on to the next one. Yeah, because I don't want to be like a kid, jumping everywhere. And I've done cable companies. I've done meat packing plants. I've built them. My design, my scratch, my strategy. And a lot of companies came in and did the same thing I'm doing and are still doing it. And I had butcher shops on my yin yang. I'm the type of guy, once I do something, I don't fail because I don't give up. I'm sorry to put it that way. But
yeah. And
I've been studying over 30 years with my research just on this one project. Could you imagine putting 30 years of your life into a product that you've never held in your hand until just recently? And the scientists I picked are extremely gifted in the areas that I'm looking for. And then I got told one just recently, I said, I only want you to do one thing. I want you to take the graphene and we're going to improve it. I have a DNA company, as you should know. And we perfected DNA, literally for Texas. The government wants us contracts right now. They want to give us contracts right now, and I refuse to take them because this is a priority to me right now at the homes because I gave you my word, and that means something to me.
What does success look like 5 years from now for you?
Having people tell me how good I did, not me telling them.
It's good. I like that. So as the last question, 20 years from now, Futuristic Homes succeeds at the level that you're envisioning and I'm envisioning. What impact will it have on the world, and what legacy do you hope it leaves behind?
That someone decided to build a house finally. I want it to be global. I want other countries to share. And I want, regardless of what they think, right? I want them to have a chance to get a home. I see so many homeless people.
Yeah.
And I want them to say, I don't care who did it. To me, that's what matters.
I love that.
Emotionally here.
Yeah. I love your heart, buddy. Love that.
Yes.
On that note, Tessa, why don't you close us out of here like you always do?
Great. Well, thank you again, Roy. And we would love for you to reach out to Reagan if you have questions about Futuristic Homes. You can reach out to Reagan and follow us so you can see our live on Fridays at noon as we introduce new projects to you and then give you updates on ones that are already going as well. So thank you all.